Ninth National Assembly, in both chambers of the National Assembly, have drawn the curtains of their activities, meaning all the concerned the lawmaking process with that dispensation have now come to an end. There were valedictory sessions by both chambers, which was largely filled with a remembrance of memory moments that have been spent there, some emotional speeches and reactions. But how do you write the story of the Ninth Assembly under the Lawan and Bajabiamela leadership? This week, the 10th National Assembly will be inaugurated, and the politics of the leadership has been very intense. Today, we understand that Honorable Betara and Honorable Yusuf Gagdi have both stepped down for Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. This came after a meeting with the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, and both of them have announced their unification plan to work with Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, who is the candidate of the APC. But in the Senate, we understand that there are those who do still agree with the party going with Senator Godswill Akpabio, the likes of Senator Abdulaziz Yari, the likes of Senator Ojuz Okalu, Senator Sani Musa. They still say they're going ahead onto the very final moment. But where does this take the party? I have joining me tonight a very senior lawmaker who is now returning to the Senate, a member of the PDP from Bauchi State, indeed, Senator Abdul Nengi. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
There are those who have criticized the Ninth National Assembly. They draw the curtains, they're over. But me, they said, look, it's more or less a rubber stamp. You've been in that chamber before. Do you think that they were more or less pandering too much to the executive?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to call them rubber stamp. I know the politics of the National Assembly, and I understand how they came about, and I understand how their party functions, coupled with the fact that they had a military leader, the president of the country, who, in my opinion, while he was there, probably thought democracy should just be a one line, a straight line. And I believe democracy has to do with decent opinion freedom. They have done what they needed to do, a pass mark for them, but because of the experience of the leadership of the House, in the persons of my friend Baja and Dr. Ahmed Lawal, who have been there severally, I think they should have done better, but they've done their very best. And throughout their tenure, there was no crisis, there was no impeachment. That means it's been accepted by their colleagues. They've been accepted by their colleagues, so it's all right.
Interesting. But if you look at the 10th National Assembly, the way it's going, do you have fears that maybe if the executive have so much role to play in who becomes the leader of the presiding officers in the National Assembly, this kind of criticism might come in the way of the National Assembly? Do you have that feeling?
I absolutely believe that. I have that fear, I have that nervousness. What is happening today in this country, as far as the politics of the National Assembly is concerned, is unnecessary, uncalled for, and are actually very disturbing. Because for over 2 decades now, we have been having National Assembly with some attendant crisis. Beginning from 1999, when we had Senator Honorable Buhari, who had to be forced outside of the National Assembly, and then we had the crisis with Ete. We had crisis with Tambuwal, and my sister was there. Akande. At the Senate, we also had crisis during AWRM, Chubo Kadibo. We had crisis during the Senator Bukola Saraki. I thought those times, those moments, must have provided us with ample opportunity in making sure that those crises that happen because of the absence of institutional memory. Now we have. why should we have this crisis as we are having? Why should the executive come out to say, for instance, we are asking somebody specifically, bring out a name, to say you must support him? Why would you do that? As an opposition member, it is not my business.
But I mean, Senator, with your experience in the National Assembly, your party played, in fact, a more active role when you were the party with the majority.
Yeah.
Why do you think APC should do anything less than that?
Because while our party was doing that, what was the benefit? What was the benefit?
You think that a party should be left, should just stay away from...
The party can always have a say. But behind the scene, you can't be...
Compared to what happened, because I know we always want to mirror the federal system in the United States. And if you look at what happened in the United States, it's almost a giving on who is the leader, the most senior, the party's decision, the position on who becomes the speaker in the House. And it's almost giving that they go into the chamber to do the election with a preconceived candidate from the party's position. Why is Nigeria's own different?
I think ours is a developing democracy. I think we are not yet there, but we're going to be there for some time. Even at the United States, even with the United States, even though you are a senior, but there are also people who can contest against you. And then it is left for you to be able to sell your own person, sell your own, just like McCarthy did. He had challenges before he became the US Speaker. But by and large, after some times, he was able to sell himself. Shaun, I'm telling you, all the candidates that emerge, all the aspirants, are very good enough. From Fabio, from Nyari, from Osita, from Kalu, from Sani. They are people that we all know. Some of them are colleagues, some of them are friends.
Where do you differ? What do you see as a problem with the APC's position?
The problem with the APC position is the interruption. The unbecoming interruption of who we become. They are members of the same party. They know themselves. 2 days ago, Fabio came to address us, Minority Caucus. And I raised this question with him. So you are putting us in a very precarious situation.
What's that situation?
Why don't you as a party, close the door? You, Fabio, call Yari, call Sani, call Osita, call Kalu. Why don't you just, the four of you, sit down, look at yourselves, and then trade this position amongst yourselves?
Have you been offered money to vote for anybody?
Money? A sitting senator being offered money, or an elected senator being offered money? Why should the money play a role in electing a presiding officer of the National Assembly?
Is money not playing a role?
Who is even a presiding officer?
Is money not playing a role at the moment?
As far as I'm concerned, maybe in the future, maybe as we go further. And money had also played a role in the emergence of candidates at the primary level. So if you say money will be used, I won't doubt that. That money is being used at the moment.
Down the line, before Tuesday, you think money can play a significant role in determining who emerges?
It's possible, but I don't think money will now play a central role.
The meeting that was held with the Vice President today, Kashim Shettima, alongside former Governor Fabio, who is the touted candidate of the APC. The APC is saying that they have about 70 senators already. Does that, and I'd like to know, who are you supporting? I assume you are a Yari man.
I'm a Yari man. I'm working for him, but my vote is not for him for now. Because I'm an opposition, just listen to me, an opposition candidate, and we are 50 of us, and we have said more than 15 times, and we have drafted a resolution for all members of the opposition. And we have sent in those resolutions to Yari, to Sani Musa, to Akpabio, to Osita, and to Kalu. Anybody who abides by what we demand.
What are those demands?
Positions of responsibility in the House, not a winner takes all. So we agreed within ourselves. Yes, you can speak for Yari. I have spoken for Yari. There are other members of the opposition who are also speaking for Osita. Some are for Akpabio. But in totality, our position will be taken, God's willing, by tomorrow. So we're waiting the replies.
Have you been
transparent?
The president met with some members-elect. Were you part of that?
I was in Bauchi then, yeah. But I had the discussion.
Were you invited?
Yeah, I was invited through the opposition platform. Some people are personally invited. I wasn't personally invited, but we have an opposition platform that sent in invitation. Unfortunately, I was in Bauchi, I couldn't meet up with the meeting. But let me tell you one thing that actually agitates my mind. For the very first time in the history of this country, we have a president who was a senator, a vice president who was a senator, a secretary to the government who was a senator, a chief of staff who was a member of the House, a first lady who was a senator. If we cannot put our acts together, how do we begin to project this country? This country are crushing. We are crashing. And we need this president from the onset to create a level playing field. Let this transition be seamless. He is the father of all. But for people to be taking his name and campaigning with his name, I think it's uncalled for and it's unnecessary.
Is it true that there have been threats, possible threat of arrest on Senator Yari, on some of you who are supporting? Is that true?
I can honorably tell you, when I was coming to this channel, and a friend called me and wanted to see me, wanted to go to my house, and said, where I am, I said, I'm heading to China's. He said, no, don't go. I said, why not? He said, ask them to Zoom you. I said, why not? He said, some of you people are targeted. I said, targeted for what? That he understand that Yari will be stopped from entering. He understand that some people will be arrested. My God, I do not think it is possible with this current president. That I know his democratic credentials is there for anybody to see. And I'm very assured, I'm very concerned that some people are creating booby traps to this man, that he has democratic credentials, from a decade to be governor, to be leader of the party. We all know him. So why should this thing change overnight?
Senator, on a final note, do you think Yari can spring a surprise on Tuesday?
Everything is possible in the Senate. The National Assembly, until it is done, you never can see who will win. Yari is doing his best. Akpabio is doing his best.
How many people are on Yari's side now?
According to what you do, about 60, 67 or thereabout.
And he needs how many to win?
He needs 56.
56.
56, 55.
He has enough to win.
I think he can win with the number.
Senator Abdul Ningi, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
it. Yeah.